The Great American Race. For some, it might just be a season opener, but for many others, it is their entire career. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Daytona International Speedway for the NASCAR Diecast Cup Series, where we will kick off the 67th annual running of the Daytona 500. And Denny Hamlin won the Daytona 500 in 2016, 2019, and 2020. Can he get his fourth Daytona 500 win? And also Brad Keselowski and Kyle Busch are both fighting for their first Daytona 500 win. Kyle Busch, it's his 20th Daytona 500. Can he get it done after 20 years of trying? And Brad Keselowski, it's around I believe his 15th year in the Daytona 500. Can he get it done 15 years of trying? And one underdog that won in 2021 was Michael McDowell there. And also last year's winner in the NASCAR Diecast Cup Series that won in Daytona 500 was Ryan Blaney. And that number 12 came down to do it for the second year in a row. We'll have to find out as we go trackside for the national anthem. Alright, most sports end their season with their biggest game, like the NFL, the Super Bowl, and like the National Cornhole League, competitions, those two playoff games, and the championship you saw earlier today. But here in NASCAR, they have their biggest race, which is the Daytona 500, right at the get-go, right at the beginning of the season. And like I said this morning, Chase Elliott won the pole for the Daytona 500, right here. Austin Dillon and Brad Keselowski won the two duels last night, and they're both starting in third and fourth. Denny Hamlin qualified second back in qualifying this morning. And Austin Dillon, he won here back in 2018, in a very memorable moment. And Joey Logano, he won here in 2015. Let's see if he can get it done after almost 10 years later. And also, William Byron, he has won in the NASCAR Cup Series, and here in 2024, the Daytona 500. Can he get done today? We will find out. Austin Cindric, he won the Daytona 500 back in 2022 when he was a rookie. And I believe he was a rookie. And some underdog wins here. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. won the Daytona 500 back in 2023. And Michael McDowell won the Daytona 500 back in 2021. Can some of these drivers win again today here in the 67th annual Great American Race? Now, let's go trackside for the most famous words in racing. Welcome back to Daytona for the 2025 Daytona 500 from the NASCAR Diecast Cup Series. We are 200 laps away from history here in the Daytona 500. And there are plenty of moments here, like in 1979. Mikhail Yarbrough and Donnie Allison crash and fight in turn 3, scoring Richard Petty the win, and Dale Earnhardt winning here back after 20 years of trying and 20 years of frustration back in 1998, and Kevin Harvick and Martin Martin's photo finish here back in 2007, and in 2016, Martin Truex Jr.'s and Denny Hamlin's photo finish here back in 2016. And Austin Dillon, and 20 years after 1998, in 2018, Austin Dillon put the iconic number 3 car in victory lane in this race, the Daytona 500. Now let's get along with our starting lineup for the Great American Race. On the pole is Chase Elliott alongside Denny Hamlin. Then we have Austin Dillon and Brad Keselowski. Then we have Joey Logano and Chris Buescher. Then we have Bubba Wallace and Ross Chastain. Then we have Ryan Blaney and William Byron. Then we have Kyle Busch and Chase Briscoe. Then we have Tyler Reddick and Kyle Larson. Then we have Austin Cindric and Alex Bowman. Then we have Christopher Bell and Eric Jones. Then we have Corey LaJoie and Ty Gibbs. Then we have Stanley Suarez and Noah Gragson. Then we have Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Michael McDowell. Then we have Ryan Preece and Josh Berry. Then we have Todd Gilliland and Nicole Custer. Then we have Justin Haley and John Hunter Nemechek. Then we have Riley Herbst and Justin Allgaier. Then we have AJ Allmendinger and Carson Hocevar. Now towards the back we have Jimmy Johnson and Shane Van Gisbergen. Then we have Martin Truex Jr. making his final Cup start, and Zane Smith. Then we have Ty Dillon and Cody Ware. And rounding out the field is Helio Castroneves. Here's your race info. It's about 200 laps and 500 miles around Daytona, here in Daytona Beach, Florida. And we're gonna hear those famous words by Darrell Waltrip. And our pace car is on pit road. And now we're about to get the green flag to begin the 2025 Daytona 500. Cody Ware is still out at the draft of the pack. Pack is now 3 wide. That third lane is being led by Brad Keselowski as William Byron continues to hold off the lead from Joey Logano. Keselowski getting pushed from his teammate, Chris Buescher. Now he blocks Austin Cindric on the middle lane. And Cody Ware, he has a problem with his car, so he's gonna be like out of the race because something is wrong with it. I think he lost an engine. Or something, and now he's going to the garage. Final lap of stage 1. Austin Cindric and Denny Hamlin are side by side for the lead. The pack is now 3 wide. Austin Cindric seems to be holding off the lead from Denny Hamlin, but Denny Hamlin's on his high side. Off turn 4. Austin Cindric will win stage 1 in the Daytona 500. Welcome back to Daytona for the Daytona 500. We're still under caution. we're getting ready for stage 2 after Austin Cindric won stage 1, and now we're getting ready for pit stops during caution. Here's Brad Keselowski and Denny Hamlin to their stalls. Here's Ryan Blaney, William Byron, and Tyler Reddick to their stalls. We'll get back to green in a minute. The back of the field are making a separate pack. The main pack is pulling away. Joey Logano and Bubba Wallace are battling for the lead, coming on the back straightaway, as Alex Bowman just made a 3 wide with Kyle Busch and Tyler Reddick. He created a 3rd lane that made the back of the pack 3 wide. Oh, and around goes AJ Allmendinger in turn 1. The Carson Hills Forest collected. Ty Gillen is involved. Justin Allgaier. Martin Truex. Zane Smith. Helio Castroneves. And now the caution flag is out for the 2nd time this evening. Let's take a look at the replay. And that wrecked turn 1. You look 16 of AJ Allmendinger. There might have been a failed block right there. And then Allmendinger comes back up into the host bar. And there is just nowhere to go right there. One more lap here in stage 2. The bottom lane getting way ahead of the top lane. The outside lane as Tyler Reddick will lead the pack down the back stretch. Down turn 3. And off turn number 4. And Tyler Reddick will win stage 2 here in the Daytona 500. And now one car is up in the wall. That's Shane Van Gisbergen in the 88. Tyler Reddick wins stage 2 for the Daytona 500. But in that process, the 88 of Shane Van Gisbergen wrecked. Let's take a look at what happened. So he's driving normally. Oh, and he goes straight. I think he blew a right front tire. Right, that sent him in the wall. We have 25 laps to go here in the Daytona 500. 25 laps until history. Chris Buescher now gaining the lead with a push from Corey LaJoie. On the outside, Alex Bowman tries to duck down on the inside lane with push from Denny Hamlin. Kyle Busch now getting heavy shove from Eric Jones. And they're 3 wide towards the back of the pack. And well, millions give it stacked up. And here comes Alex Bowman with a push from Denny Hamlin. And here comes Busch, and around goes Josh Berry, Mike McDowell, Jimmy Johnson, and Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs hits the wall. Another year of frustration for Jimmy Johnson at 84. Caution is out for the 4th time tonight. Back there on the back stretch with around 25 laps to go. And so Josh Berry, I think Mike McDowell gets into Josh Berry. Josh Berry gets into Mike McDowell and then goes and loses control of the car, gets into Ty Gibbs, and Jimmy Johnson piles into the back of Ty Gibbs, and they just hit by Ty Gibbs. Wow, that's hard right there. And then Josh Berry piles into Ty Gibbs. Then Mike McDowell plows into Josh Berry. Jimmy Johnson just narrowly avoiding the wall right there, but piling into Ty Gibbs. Brad Keselowski and Denny Hamlin are side by side for the lead, coming into turns 1 and 2. Brad Keselowski tied for the lead, getting pushed from Joey Logano. Denny Hamlin now getting pushed from Corey LaJoie as Chase Elliott makes it 3 wide with Christopher Bell and John Hunter Nemechek. Oh, look at this! Corey LaJoie! He's making it 3 wide for the lead. With no help whatsoever. Where can he get up there? Yes, he does. Corey LaJoie takes the lead away from Brad Keselowski. Denny Hamlin now dropping back to 4th. What a crazy move right there, but for Corey LaJoie. This is it. White flag is out. 1 more lap to go here in the Daytona 500. 1 lap remaining until history will be written. Joey Logano now to the lead with a push from Tyler Reddick. Chase Elliott forming the outside lane. Chase Elliott was your pole sitter. And looks like the middle lane's stacking up right now. Oh, look at this. Kyle Busch goes to the outside. Now he gets up to the side. Now he gets up to the side of Joey Logano as they enter the back straightaway. Inside. And this is going to be a drag race all the way back to the start and finish line. And around they go. Huge crash on the front straightaway. No caution yet. It looks like it's gonna be a photo finish. Kyle Busch! Kyle Busch wins the Daytona 500. We got one car on his roof right now, and they know he's up and over. They're still wrecking. They're wrecking everywhere. They're literally wrecking everywhere. They're still wrecking. They're wrecking everywhere. Kyle Busch, 20 years of trying, 20 years of frustration. And Kyle Busch wins the Daytona 500. Finally, after 20 years of trying, gets a checkered flag. And Kyle Busch has won everything there is to win in this sport, except this race until tonight. And as for the crash, I think someone checked up and like everybody just ran out of room right there. And we got a quick montage of Justin Haley in the 7 flipping. And now let's go on to Kyle Busch with celebration.
They got to it or not, we know it's official. Obviously it was. 1-2 finish for Hendrick Motorsports. You can't script it any better than that, folks. Officially 22 cars.
Oh, and there he goes, burning out in the grass. Just like Dale Earnhardt when he won here for the first time after 20 years of trying and 20 years of frustration back in 1998. Now the fireworks are going off at Daytona Beach. The celebration of the Daytona 500. Kyle Busch pulls up his car to victory lane. He has finally gotten that. Kyle Busch has finally got into the Daytona 500 victory lane. Here's your race results. Joey Logano in second. He's really hoping for his second 500, but Kyle Busch stole it from him in a photo finish. Tyler Reddick in third, William Byron fourth, and your pole sitter, Chase Elliott in fifth. Here's your other race results for the 2025 and the 67th annual running of the Daytona 500. Thank you for watching the 67th annual Daytona 500, the 2025 Great American Race here at Daytona International Speedway for the NASCAR Diecast Cup Series. He, Info NASCAR here on Fox Sports. Peace.